Want to share my screen?
Okay.
Okay. We hope that you can email us because we want the community to email us too.
Ready? Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Rushtown Board Workshop, Wednesday, April 12th, 2026, starting at 7 p.m. August. I pick up something every time, don't I? Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Where's, oh, took our flag.
Oh, we had the carpets clean. We didn't bring it back in.
Excuse me.
Okay, well, okay, so
here.
Sorry, I missed one.
Oh.
We found it.
Are you gonna have to put it back in the stand?
he can be the flag bearer.
Yeah, watch that little thing.
That's something that gets lost.
The carpets were cleaned, the flag was put away, and now it's come back.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Considering that we have a quorum, we are good. Could you call the roll, please?
Councilperson Rizzo,
Here,
Supervisor Hankins,
Here.
Councilperson McGlashan,
Here.
To start out, we have just a couple of things that we need to clear up and approve. Approval of the abstract.
be it resolved that having reviewed all vouchers on abstract 8/1/2026, town board authorizes a payment totaling $91,671.19, which includes Fund General AA for $35,469.06, DA Highway Townwide for $55,378.36, and an LL Library for $823.77. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilperson Rizzo,
Yes.
Supervisor Hankins,
Yes.
Councilperson McGlashan,
Aye.
Resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign an amendment agreement to cooperate agreement for urban requalifications with Monroe County.
Do you want to just briefly explain that or?
Well, what it is every 2 years, we have to re-sign the agreement with the county that gets a state grant for people that have issues of maybe low income, problems that they might have with their home. They can apply for those grants, and if they qualify, that money would go. And in some cases, it goes to replace roofs, goes to pay utility bills for the winter for people that need it.
Is some of this on the website in case residents need to access it or do they find out about it by looking at this up urban I'm not sure what the opportunity is called.
Yes.
Community block grant?
Yeah.
Okay, so if a resident was looking for some kind of a grant for, they would look up community block grant?
It has not been available for us to look at, so why are we doing this on?
We're not gonna have that.
It's,
right
You're gonna ask us why we are talking about new business at a
We need-
workshop meeting? I thought we were doing workshops at these meetings, not new business. This should.
We have a resident that's asking a question. We're not going to take questions right now, but I will take this one just to say that some things are timely. And that's why the supervisor put this on the agenda.
There's no
I think it is
objection.
legal that, okay, thanks.
It's timely.
So I would,
Did we get a second for that?
I'm going to state the resolution.
Yeah.
Okay. Be it resolved to authorize the town supervisor to sign a mandatory agreement to cooperation agreement for urban requalification with Monroe County for a 3-year term commencing on October 1, 2026 through September 30th, 2029. Do I have a second?
A second.
Councilperson Rizzo,
Yes.
Supervisor Hankins,
Yes.
Councilperson McGlashan,
Aye.
Resolution to authorize Town of Russ Highway Department to purchase a 2026 filler FT 45 LP deck over trailer.
I move to authorize the Town of Rush Highway Department to purchase a 2026 Felling FT 45-2 LP deck of trailer for $43,425. Do I have a second?
A second.
Councilperson Rizzo,
Yes.
Supervisor Hankins,
Yes.
Councilperson McGlashan,
Aye.
Resolution approving the amended record of activity for elected and appointed officials.
Explanation, we did vote on this at last meeting, but we had one typo, so we have to amend it. I move to approve the amended record of activities for elected and appointed officials. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Councilperson Rizzo,
Yes.
Supervisor Hankins,
Yes.
Councilperson McGlashan,
Aye.
And if you could help me share my screen.
someone help me help her.
Should I go to share it? You think I've got it?
I'll do it. Can someone help?
They have to allow her to share. You have to remain. Over the dot.
Thank you.
Let's come in. Should say.
Make co-host.
Yeah, you can make her whole.
Thank you.
Right.
Share.
Not sure now. Anybody?
What?
Did you
Anybody?
click on the,
Go down to the bottom and click on the 3 dots where it says more.
Okay, thank you.
What's it say then? And move your mouth.
It says. Board doesn't say share.
You click on the 3 dots.
I did.
Only now, right now. That got 3 dots. You should be able to share your screen.
can't she just click on? it?
Anybody want to come up?
You're just gonna go.
No, we need to share because it's I think the community would be able to understand better. Should I go to this one, share again?
You have to go on your computer, Mary, and you guys have to share on.
I just did that, so maybe I'm there.
And there's nothing on the bottom that says share.
Let's try this.
Making sure people can see.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I'm trying to share.
That's-
Okay, well, is there anyone that could help? We did it, a few other times.
I don't know if you have a new setup compared to what you've done.
I don't.
You hand it over, I can look, but I don't.
Okay.
If the clerk shares those, that might help.
I did. Made her a co-host.
You want your entire screen, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And then if you go over to where we.
Pick which window you want.
Click on those three dots. Got it.
Right there. She's got it.
All right. Okay. There we go.
There we go. Thank you. Okay, so, we are in the process of updating the code, and we have, Scott Strock here as part of the code committee. And he's here at the table and he's been assisting us for many years now, or a few years now. If anyone wants to view this particular document, not during the meeting, but in another town, if you go to the town of Rush, and you look for, what's called the Document Center on the left-hand side, you can find it there and then go to the code committee proposals. And that's how you'll find this document. And we, as a board, encourage you to look this document over. And we would like you to, give us feedback, because this is all about the town and your place in the town, and there could be some changes. And the code committee and, the board feels some of these changes are necessary, but your feedback would be very valuable to us. So you could either email us or you can leave a message and we can call you. Or at some point during a board meeting, come to the podium and speak about any of your thoughts. We'd like to have your feedback. What you see here is, we've already been working on this. Anything in red is from the prior board of 2024 and 2025. Anything crossed out was decided by the prior board, as something they did not want to include, and anything just in red was something they didn't want to include. So where we are right now is, Scott Strock, who's here. He shared, some updates. And we had asked him to include a definition for when we talk about home occupations. There were concerns about, well, what about when I work from home with another employer, or for myself and I'm just on the computer? And so he came up with this definition. He researched this. And so this is the definition I think we're going to include, is remote work. So it's right here. I don't need to read it. It's right here. And I just want to get the, word to okay it. He sent it to us in email form, and if anyone, wants to say anything about it, I think it's a good definition. It's in blue here. Is that okay?
I was fine with his definition.
Supervisor, were you fine with this definition?
Yes.
Okay, so we also decided that we did need a definition for lodging house, and I'm also good with this definition.
What page is that?
It's under L. This is just what he sent us on email, so it's not yet a page. I don't know, Scott, if you have something about where you get it to be
Yeah,
located.
so let me explain a little bit about lodging house. I think it was David who questioned why the strange definition of lodging house being, I think, 3 or more ends up being long-term residents. And the code committee had never looked into that. It's not something we proposed to change. But I did my normal activity of benchmarking other towns in the 3-county area that I typically use. And it turns out that definition is quite common. that a lodging house, other towns may call it a rooming house or may call it a boarding house, but it all means the same thing. It's very typical to have a lodging house described as 3 or more. And I was trying to figure out what that's all about. And I believe it comes down to the fact that in order for a lodging house to be permitted in a residential zone, it would have to be listed as something that is permitted. Every other thing is not permitted according to the code. So if it's not listed as being permitted, it's not permitted in a residential area. And I believe this is a way of allowing people to have up to 2 long-term boarders in their residence without having it falling under the banner of a lodging house, which is not permitted. So I never thought about that previously. It is quite common. I'd say by far most towns have a definition like that. Some may use 2, some may use 4, some may have other strange definitions, but it's very typical for up to 2 boarders to be allowed without it being called a lodging house, so long as they're long-term. That is different than a short-term rental, by the way. So don't confuse the two.
Thank
So
you.
anyway, I thought we had talked about getting rid of the definition, but we ought to keep it because it really does serve a purpose. And I did propose a little bit better definition based on some other towns.
Thank you for your research on the matter, Scott. It's helpful. And I know you and I were both like, yeah, is it necessary? And then,
Yeah.
yep, I guess it is. So
So I think we're all in agreement. We'd like to keep that. Thank you. I'm going to page 7 right now and, I guess, page 8. And we had talked about this and Scott had prepared some other, edits. And I'm not sure if he put this in or not, but there are a few others that he already has, but I just want to make sure that we didn't always, fully, say, let's do it. So under private road, just to keep it, more versatile, I would like to either take out the word paved and just say, a surface, a driving surface, or just say a paved or permeable driving surface. So if we can okay that.
I wouldn't go along with that. The reason being is the word paved has a very specific definition and use in the town code. In residential areas, nothing is required to be paved with 1 or 2 exceptions. We did say that under the new code committee proposal that a 2-family residence driveway would have to be paved. And the current code says that a residential driveway has to be paved within the right-of-way. The highway supervisor asked that we omit that because it's not being enforced. So in essence, there is, other than the proposal for a 2-family dwelling, there is no requirement of paving in residential areas for residential houses. But paved does have a definition. It is used in the code to say that commercial driveways have to be paved. Limited industrial driveways would have to be paved. We did change the definition of paved to include permeable surfaces, but not all permeable surfaces. It has to be something that is dust-free and essentially long-term. So a gravel driveway would not be considered paved, and it shouldn't be. Paved really does have a purposeful definition.
But I would like to, based on the green infrastructure that I feel we need to move toward, I would like to keep some as many permeable surfaces in our town as possible. And for that reason, I would like to not require that a private road.
Private roads have a specific diagram and drawing and set of requirements in the town code in the appendix. If you wanted to make gravel private roads possible, that would have to be changed as well. That would require having a town engineer draw it up and substitute for what we have now. But I don't know of any town that would allow unpaved private roads.
Well, we do have one in town and maybe it's not wide enough, but it is functional. And again, as I said, we can't just react to the flooding problem after the fact. We have to have a long range vision of making our communities permeable as possible with all the runoff from rooftops and pavements. I think that we have to think about well into the future when we do our planning, and I would like to add permeable to this. What is the board? Where does the board come off on this, please?
Well, one thing that, having built a lot of driveways and some private roads in the town, always with the county, and I don't know if that law has changed, but in order to get a permit to put a driveway onto a county road, you have to pay them for a temporary fee for paving their right of way. And that has to be done. Or they have the right to come and do it, or have it done with the money that you had put there to get your permit in order to do that. Building private roads, I think we have to research it, but I know that I was presented with a law that I had to follow in building that road. And that law really required that it be pretty much built the same as a town highway. And I know I had that law presented to me and I had to do that. One road that I can reference is Cold Creek Way. That's a private road, not a private driveway.
So we are in the
So-
position of deciding that as a board, and I would like to inspire you to think about the future and the need for more green infrastructure, which is why I'm asking the board to allow paved and permeable up to the developer, but it would be an option. So if they so choose, and all the other specifications of width and everything else would be followed suit, depth would follow. But I think it'd be a service to our community and for the neighbors to have less water in their basements if there was less runoff.
Again, paved does include permeable, but not gravel.
Right, there is
Right.
I think it's called geo something, but it does not include pressure run, which is a nice permeable surface that will allow water to permeate and not just run off into someone else's house. So we can take out the word paved entirely, just a driving surface, and that could solve it for the definition. And if anywhere down the line, if we need to add, this is in red. So this is something that was done by the last board.
You are not looking at the requirements for a private road. There's the long story is that there was a local law 1 of 2014 written in 2014 that described the use of a private road and what a private road is and under what circumstances it needs to be used. That is not in the town code by error. It is a past local law. It is available on the website if you know where to look for it, but it has yet to be added to the town code. So until you make a change like that, you really ought to look at what's written up and requirements are of a private road and what the engineering drawings show that are a part of the town code as well in the appendix.
I think that's the law that I was presented with and had to follow.
Well, that's up to the board. That's why we're here amending the code. And I think we have to be forward thinkers to be able to equip our community with permeable surfaces. So that's our charge.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like in our
sounds like
it looks like in our definition, we have A125, which is the criteria attached. I'm gonna trust the supervisor on this as you built some private roads, so I'm
Mhm.
sure you understand the needs for that, so I'll defer to you.
I know there's other communities that have permeable surfaces on private roads.
But I don't think that that happened in the town of Rush after 2014.
But
Yeah,
I
I don't
think
think that you would have been allowed to do that based upon the laws.
But we also had 100-year floodplains that we no longer are 100-year floodplains. They're 5-year floodplains and 15-year floodplains. So I think we really have to think about this in terms of what's happening in our community.
I think we'll move past this point because we're
Yeah.
not making any headway.
Yeah.
It looks like right now we have 2-1, but we don't have our other board members, but
Right.
we need to talk
Yeah.
about some other
Yeah,
things.
So
right.
you're saying you want to leave it the way it is?
Well, let's just,
For now,
No,
because
if we're leaving it the way it is, if we're gonna leave it, that means we're gonna leave it the way it is.
it's staying there tonight, like,
yeah, right. Let's leave it tonight until we have the other board members. And at that time, we will bring that law to the table. Okay, because it might not be as easy as just saying, we, three of us want to make that kind of a change for town law. So I would say, let's bring the law that is existing and the code that is existing. Because I know it's there, because I've had to use it. I couldn't build a road. Even though it was a private road, I could not build that without following that law. And the setup is pretty much the same as a town road.
We can move on. So I will direct your attention to cultivation and spraying on page 9. So, I don't know if you've changed anything, Scott, we did talk about this before. So I
Bring
would
that
like
law back, David.
cultivation and
Make sure we
spraying.
get that law. I can get the law.
Yeah, I don't think we came up with any change in that.
We also had community members speak on this. There's actually 3 different things in this
Oh.
paragraph. That I'd like to,
We,
What page are we? on?
page
Page
9,
nine.
page
Yep.
9.
My page 9 has definitions of person, personal property, private life.
It's the one at the bottom of page 9 on the document. that-
Are we in definitions?
Yes, page 9. And it's the one that's on the website that I
I
showed.
got this off of the website.
we,
Did it have green in it?
Now, there are too many documents on the website.
what term are you looking at again?
Cultivation and spraying.
yeah, we did say we would,
See which one you're looking at. Are you looking at the one that has
This-
green at the top?
This is the one that was given to me by the
Oh, that's the
town.
first one. Second, this one is the one that,
I think the town board desired to undelete what was deleted there in blue. We wanted to add back in all shelters provided for livestock, fowl, and fur-bearing animals shall be at least 100
we
feet.
would, but
Yep.
I'm gonna get to that because I'm something
Okay.
up before that. But, we can go to that now if you want. So where it says it in blue at the bottom of the page, this is the one we're using. And you can, this is different.
Can you guys talk in your microphone?
And how'd that get there? When I thought this is what they gave me at the last meeting, saying that this was the original codes.
Did you guys find it? Cause it's not in bold. It is on page 9. I'm working off the document off the website.
Yeah, the one on the website.
Yep,
The old one.
I have the one in the document center on the
one that
website.
God had asked us to use.
You have that?
Oh.
It's the one that's on the screen.
I got.
Okay, so.
Short-term rental,
well, you
So
can-
cultivation.
I follow. We're right here. So, we'll go to the part that Scott just referenced. And, all shelters provided for livestock, fowl, or fur-bearing animals and storage of manure shall be at least 100 feet from any property line. But New York State Ag and Markets Law would apply. That would probably preempt, I assume. So I would like to keep that, because, I don't know if you want me to explain why, but if you could take that, the striking out of it and put it back into circulation. Does anyone have any objections? And if you do, I can explain why.
I'm fine with adding it back.
fine with which,
Adding the stricken part back.
Adding it back.
It just still defers to New York Ag and Market.
So it starts just in the blue, bringing it back. Are you okay with that, Supervisor?
Sure.
Okay. Scott, if you can
Yeah,
put it back.
it's already in my revised copy, which
Okay,
I have waiting to share.
so going back up here,
You're waiting to share, you say?
Yeah, I've recorded everything I thought that the town board agreed to. I have updated in a newer copy. And I asked if anybody wanted to see it. Marianne responded about the one issue, but I did not share it. So my proposal was we wait till we get all the way through the document. I will, as best I can, I think rigorously and very transparently, show what I believe the town board agreed to change, and we'll share it, and you can verify that that's what you intended.
could everybody hear Scott?
Is that
okay?
different than what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Well, there were about 6 or 7 changes that are recorded last time,
Mhm.
and I have added all of those to a newer document.
So coming back up here, under cultivation and spraying, I would like to take out, and maybe, David can help me with this, or maybe, our attorney can help me. Because I had said the word sawing, and I'm thinking also sawing and grinding. I'd like to take that out in a residential area. I know that there was a lot of, unhappiness when we did have a sawing operation in our neighborhood. And right before I moved in, the residents really worked toward making that go away, and it did on East River Road near Stoll Road. So I'd like to not have a sawing and grinding where you bring products and you hear the saws all day and the grinding. I'd like to take that out of that.
I think we have to first keep the one statement, the now existing, because we have to grandfather in existing legal structures. I think if there were to be changes, it would have to be at the any new structures sentence.
Yeah, I think to make sure you're not inadvertently rendering any pre-existing non-conforming uses.
Yep.
What's the
So,
best way to word all that?
Councilmember Rizzo, you're wanting sign out of it?
I just want no new sawing and grinding, operations that would create, the noise.
You could just say, no new sawing or grinding operation shall be permitted in this district.
Okay.
Or you could subject it to a special use permit.
Yeah, well, of course, I mean, anything that's legally pre-existing now, you can't do away with anyway.
Of course, yeah.
So that's
And then,
not necessary to say no.
well, the thing is, it says any new structure shall comply with the setback requirements. So, and to require a building permit.
Right.
So I don't think that I would like to see sawing have a building permit. So I would like to say, how did you say that?
The second, you're here.
If it,
Okay.
No,
Okay.
there's
And-
no new sawing or grinding
Yeah.
shall be permitted,
That's what I'd like to
Without-
see.
either say without a use variance or special use permit, or
Just no new sawing or grinding.
I think grinding could stay because like grain grinding, I think we need to keep that in there.
Do you think grinding would be, talking about quarries?
Well, I'm even concerned
No.
about sawing, only because assuming it applies to wood, right? I think forest products are included in ag and markets. So I don't know that extends to the sawing part of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
Well, that's if people were bringing all of their, it's one thing if you go on site and you're working, harvesting trees. But it's another thing if you have a business and you're bringing,
Fair question.
yeah, you're bringing, wood products there and you hear sawing all day. It's exactly in our neighborhood, which was was not wanted.
But if it's proved,
Right, if
It
it's
is
already
approved.
there, that's different.
well, not even there, but if it's if it's a business, it needs to be in a commercial place.
Okay, only in a commercial setting. That sounds good.
Well, that appropriate place to put that is in the commercial district,
Right,
right up, not in the residential district.
right.
So isn't it sufficient just to cross out sawing?
Okay,
Because if it's pre-existing, it's okay anyway.
Yeah,
okay, let's just cross it out. And you think grinding would?
And to
be-
answer your question, gravel's not an product,
Okay,
so it wouldn't be part of this.
do you think grinding is sufficient there, or?
Yeah, you have to grind. And
That would be
refine
like
the grain.
a mill?
Yep. It happens.
I think it happens on the Columbine nowadays, but okay. And then also processing agricultural products. We had a resident speak out about that at the, so that's right in the middle of this.
Not to
here.
interrupt you, but if we leave this as written with the blue stricken font, you still have the green going in there, the 50 to 150 setback.
That's just a comment, so that would not be a part of the code.
Okay,
That-
just
that
making
is-
sure, because it
That's
just,
just the code committee passing along information. And it's okay if you understand what the green means, but I understand also that it's confusing.
it was the literacy teacher in me. I was like, you can't start a sentence with a number like that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's just good to know for the residents who read this, that anything in green is just some thoughts that were discussed.
okay,
And that's not going to be in the code.
okay.
Thank you for asking
Good.
that, because I'm not sure everybody understand that. Here in the middle here, it says processing agriculture, in the middle where it says cultivation and spraying. And right in the center of this, it says processing agricultural products. I'd like to talk about that. We had a resident speak out about that public comment period, the end of the meeting, last on July 8th. And I have had two others talk to me about this. And that this would could imply slaughterhouses. And I don't believe that we should have any slaughterhouses and meat packing, any meat processing plants in our town. And I like to take out the processing of agricultural products, or say something about, or just simply say a way to say that. No, meat processing plants. Now, it's not to say that, this is still on page 9 on yours. It's under cultivations right there. So you're gonna see it.
It's farther after that. Oh.
So I think there might be other agricultural products that would be permissible, but if we can just add that, no meat processing, not to include meat processing. It's not to say though, this would be like a processing business, but it's not to say that if someone, kills a deer, they would process their own meat. And that's on an individual basis, but this wouldn't be a facility. So if we could just add that,
What are you saying, Ed?
if we can say, where it says processing agricultural products and not to include meat processing plants.
You can't put that though in the pre-existing.
Not to include any new meat processing. However you want, what do you recommend?
Let's let our attorney respond also, if you would.
Yeah, so processing would definitely be broader. If your real concern is about meat processing, I would focus on that. Otherwise, you risk being over inclusive and including things that would otherwise be, ordinary agricultural processing.
So how could we say that here? Does anybody have a suggestion on how to say it?
You could tie it to like a meat processing facility that would require, approval. If there are, if a meat processing facility would require any type of approvals over a certain threshold, then you could say that meat processing facilities that require an approval from whoever, which would essentially indicate that it's a certain threshold, would require whatever, be special use or is prohibited, or if you're just saying, or you could just tie it to, the broader category of meat processing in general.
How about if we say meat processing plants, meaning that would be a plant, meaning it would be in a commercial venture, meat processing plants are prohibited. Meat processing plants are prohibited.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that.
Okay.
If you had a question about, you know, what threshold meets that, then you could define the term.
I think you'll have to add a definition to the,
Yeah, I think member of the audience, Jana, you looked up some, ag and markets requirements, and I think as long as a farmer's processing his meat for his family, you can't stop them. So I think the issue is commercial.
Yes, that was my understanding.
Yeah,
And most of the language in ag and markets deals with the safety and quality of the place and what it has to have.
She needs a microphone. We need a microphone for you.
so I think you just have to make sure you're including a statement of commercial meat processing plant.
How about we say commercial meat processing plant not permitted?
In residential districts.
Yes.
In residential districts.
And I do think that the definition would be helpful so that you don't run into a situation where someone's like, oh, you know, this one guy processing it mostly for his family and he sells his leftover bacon to his neighbor. You know, you don't want that
Yeah,
inadvertently get roped in.
You have enough to go on, Scott?
excuse me.
Do you have enough to go on?
Well, legally, maybe not. I mean, in concept, yes. But what aligns with ag and markets law, I wouldn't be sure of.
Well, pretty much ag and markets. Would,
So I would just say commercial meat processing plants are not permitted.
okay, thank you.
Residential districts.
Say it again.
In residential districts.
Yes, well, this is residential, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And that's, let's move on.
And then the last thing was, I just wanted to make sure, how are we doing on time? We still have a little bit.
18.
Just the last thing for tonight, is farm stands. And I know we talked about it before, and I just want to make sure here we are right here, and it would just be on page 10.
That part of,
Keep going to the next.
Starting at
page.
section B.
farm stand.
Okay.
Page 11.
So in my effort to keep everybody safe in this community, and I know Luther had spoken on this last time, 24 feet of setbacks, I think would be appropriate. But not on a busy road, not on 55 miles per hour. I'd like to add on a 55-mile-per-hour road that the farm stands, how does, no less than 34 feet, the setbacks, because there's a greater chance of someone getting hit, on a 55-mile-an-hour road.
Typically, roads are categorized by town, state, or county. I've never seen it specified by the speed limit.
Well, what are the state roads usually, is it, they're the,
The state roads would be like in Rush, 15A, 251. That's probably it.
Pinnacle Road. No, it's
Pinnacle
county
could
road.
be.
It's county.
It's town, yeah.
County.
Or could be county.
maybe
Well,
we
it
could
is
say
county.
state and county roads. I just wanna keep, I think of all the farm stands on the quieter roads and the setbacks aren't as important, but on the busier roads, I think they could be quite important. I know that there's one on West Henrietta Road. I know they're selling eggs, sort of close to where Dan Woolever lives. And that could be, someone pulls over there and
I think though, again, you gotta think of pre-existing Um, going forward, it could change things. But I think pre-existing gets grandfathered in again.
We
Right.
could put that in there.
It's automatic.
I think when looking at
It's a-
this after last meeting, the states like they didn't have much about this. It was more recommended closer to the 50 foot, so it's like between above the 25-ish when the 55 mile per hour was there, but it's not like a set law with the state or anything. Um, so yeah, I think a little bit of setback would be good. The ones over on West Henrietta Road, the two kind of farming, like they definitely have good parking and things. And definitely you would want this, some don't have great shoulders, so yeah, I think it would probably be good to have a little bit more space versus like if there's one on Kai's Road that's a not as traveled road. So
But 34,
34 from
how
county and
far
state
back
roads.
is that?
it's
Is it-
from the midline.
From the center line.
Yeah.
It could be 34, it could be 35 for state and county roads.
Yeah, make it 35.
35. State and county roads.
And then I suppose.
And and as Scott said, it doesn't include anything pre-existing.
No, nothing pre-existing.
Mentions.
Are we okay with that? I think that's where we were last time, and I think what we'll do is we'll pick up on the rest next time.
Well, we still have 14 minutes if you want to discuss anything, because we really were talking about starting budget at 8, I think.
Right,
We
yeah,
set the workshop for 8 o'clock,
yes, right.
so
And people probably will come at that time.
We do have TJ.
Yeah, but we can't. do
Well,
that.
oh,
That's-
if you'd like, it's up to you if you'd like to open any public comment. You have 14 minutes.
Well, we shouldn't do that.
Okay, then we
because
can
that was the
discuss
problem
things.
that I had the last time with, we have to also think about, the town clerk.
So what do you want to talk about for 13 minutes?
Well, we can move on to another part of this. That was
Okay.
13 minutes ago. We need to get rid of this. I mean, not get rid of it, but finish it. Sorry. I'm sorry, thank you. Ooh, I don't want to break it and not have it at all. I'll move closer instead of the microphone. Thank you.
So, Scott, where are you gonna be putting the remote occupation, or what's it called?
Well, that was in the definition section.
And is it going to be under remote work, or is it gonna be under,
No, it's a part of home occupation.
okay,
Okay.
It was a part of the definition of home occupation.
What would be the next one?
well, we're just gonna keep moving on.
Yeah.
So right after farm stands, what's coming next?
You got me because.
Well, I have it on the
Might be
screen.
different.
I think you have
What-
commercial horse stables.
Yeah, tables, yeah.
I'm sorry, Scott.
So for moving on page 10, outside parking of commercial vehicles, B. It talks about employee who was expected to have a commercial vehicle provided by their employer. The previous town board, well, let me say this, the code committee proposed 11,000 pound max. That was an attempt to allow like a 3,500 or F-350 size truck. The previous town board increased that to 24,000 pounds, so that is the limit of a CDL. Anything above that, you'd need a CDL to drive, but 24,000 pounds is essentially the size of a school bus or a 24-foot box truck. That's a pretty big truck to allow in a residential area as a matter of right.
And it would be coming in, it could potentially be coming in and out every day.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
That kind of truck you can't keep a city.
But it's, it's up to you folks. of
well,
course.
I think that would, I think that's excessive. I haven't thought about it before though, Scott.
Yeah, so
It does sound
Almost
excessive.
11,000 pounds.
Okay, I think 11,000 sounds good. How do you feel about that? It'd just be a smaller vehicle.
In reference to 11,000, about what size of truck that
It's
be?
like a 1-ton pickup truck, could be a dually,
Yeah.
you know, but 1 ton, so bigger than a 3/4 ton.
Yeah. Okay.
About less than half the size of what we have here on the screen.
So what are you saying, 11,000?
11,000 pounds. Or it could be 13,000 pounds, but I think it's like 24,000 essentially is a school bus and a 24-foot box truck.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big truck.
No, I wouldn't want to have somebody coming in every day next to me.
Yeah.
And I'm living in a residential area. Any comments?
And that'll be changed in 2 places then in this?
Well, you can
program?
do that. So they also added that exceeding 24,000 pounds required administrative permit from the CEO or building inspector.
I would say exceeding 11,000 pounds there
Yeah,
as well.
so, I mean, you can go that way. We had not proposed any ability to exceed that.
Can you tell me what GV?
Gross vehicle weight.
Okay,
It's essentially it's what the vehicle weighs fully loaded.
if you could change it there too.
I think if you make the changes, we should definitely add in, I don't know if it's a variance or go into the planning board. Because I think this was pre us, but I do believe there was a couple residents that were concerned about this line. But yeah, if we change it to the 11,000, I think there still should be some sort of way, like if it is a requirement of them to have the vehicle and it's almost impossible that for them to get their car for that night or something. I don't know. Like, I think that was the problem was
Are you
someone came and said, well, I have a vehicle that I'm driving and sometimes I like am using that vehicle for the night and I can't get back to my vehicle. And so the requirement, and they're like, how do I get home?
So
So
is that, you're talking about the 24,000 pound?
yes, so that's why someone was asking that. They were saying, I can't get back to my car. I have this vehicle that my company's requiring me to drive. I can't get home. So can I bring my car home, this car home for the night and then leave the next day and have my car?
Well, that kind of stuff happens all the time. You know, it's not like that's part of their job, parking there every night.
But if it happens like a couple times a year or a couple times a month, then you have an irritable neighbor, they could retaliate if they wanted.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure we're protecting people and their livelihood as well. Like there is a balance.
Yeah, so how are you wording that? When you, what are you talking
It's a
about?
great question.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if they'd have to go to the zoning board for a variance. I'll defer to the attorney.
Well, area variance could certainly be used to vary numerical requirements in the code. You know, they apply Commonwealth 267B, the same 5-factor balancing test that any other area variance goes through. As a practical matter, if what you're concerned about are kind of one-off occurrences, you know, like they're very unlikely to be like noticed that, you know, like the CEO is unlikely to be there at the exact right time to issue the notice of violation if it's really only happening once, you know what I mean? So I don't think you'll see it a lot, but
I can think of a vehicle, I think on East Henrietta Road that there was a resident that had some issues, I think, with a neighbor. And they have a vehicle about this size.
if it's
and-
happening a lot,
Yeah, but it's not like I don't notice. I drive there all the time. I don't notice it, but obviously someone else's. And that's why I'm saying if there's an irritable neighbor, there has to be a balance. But like if it's someone's livelihood and they're being like forced to drive this vehicle, like like it's hard. So
Well,
Okay.
if a corporation is forcing somebody to park the corporation's vehicle in a residential neighborhood that has a law against it, that's a code issue
mhm,
and has nothing to do with the town.
okay. Maybe we could just change the last sentence then, commercial vehicles exceeding the 11,000 pounds shall require an administrative permit from the CEO or building inspector.
One thing I'll note is if we're concerned about kind of like very individual specific concerns, an area variance really is not appropriate. Because an area variance runs with the land and is more has to do with the property itself, not an individual personal difficulty.
But I think that the law that we have
It's pretty good.
is sufficient. You know, we can't make laws for corporations to be able to park their vehicles in residential neighborhoods.
Right.
No, we shouldn't.
Well, the blue's an addition.
Okay.
So you mean, are we adding the blue? Because as is, there's no blue. The blue's an addition to
It is,
the
it is an
code.
addition.
Black is the
The-
current code.
The fact is that the current code requires in a residential district, a special permit from the planning board for outside parking of commercial vehicles. So it's even more
Okay.
strict. It's way strict right now. So this was an attempt to make it a lot more flexible for people driving commercial vehicles.
You know, let's remember, it's a residential area and these are commercial vehicles.
So we stay with 11,000 pounds?
As long
Well,
as
that's
that
what we
gets you a good
recommended.
sized pickup truck,
Yes.
like,
Well,
cause that's what you seem to see a lot of is they got their business on the side of the pickup truck and I don't want people to not be able to have their business on their pickup truck. So,
most pickup trucks are not gonna be over 11,000 pounds.
Yeah, so
And- and
but this,
community.
this specifically is for an employee who takes his business, his
Okay.
employer's vehicle home. There's similar rules for, posed, small, home occupations and major home occupations.
Okay.
Okay.
Those would be different, potentially.
We live with that, David?
mhm.
Okay, thank you.
So we're staying with 11,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, being that we are at our time up, I would say no further business. I would like to close the town workshop.
Thank you, Scott.
Can I get a second?
I have a second for this part.
Barn. Councilperson Rizzo,
Yes.
Supervisor Hankins,
Yes.
Councilperson McGlashan,
I,
Okay, we've got a couple more minutes so people can take a quick break between meetings.
And I'd like to stop sharing my screen.
next one is the budget. Let's share again and then you stop sharing. Oh, you did it. Oh, but you're still in.
I don't think so. It's not-
Just be aware, I think
It's
it's scheduled for September.
That's
It would be in Europe
clarification from.
on a dry river. It's a river cruise.
Oh.
It's too dry right now. The months.
So Scott, just make sure you have the time difference and get on a computer. No, that's.
Thank you, Scott.
Enjoy your trip.
Thanks, Scott.
Wanted to clarify, do you guys want me here for the budget meeting?
Well, do you think there's anything that is gonna be legal that we need to deal with? The only thing we're doing is receiving information from the
Looking at numbers.
the heads.
It's fine with me. I know there've been a lot of back and forth on the
Yeah.
workshops and the
Okay.
budget
For
meetings.
asking.
So I just want to
Yeah.
make sure.
Yeah, but I think we'd be good without it because they're just supposed to present
Okay,
what they want as their budget.
okay, great.
Okay. So, but we need your certainly on the next one.
All right. Let me know if you need me for anything other than the meetings, because I
Okay.
plan to
We just
attend the meetings.
shouldn't
But
discuss
I-
people's salaries right now because
Right. Yeah.
they can't be talked about.
Yeah.
in public.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And sorry that I had to attend virtually for the first 10 minutes, but I
Okay.
tried to give you guys a call to let you know.
I thought I heard your
Right,
voice.
thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you did hear my voice. I was trying to resolve your
Thought
tech
I
issues
did,
for you.
yes. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Tim. Yes, yeah, we'll flip this in.
See you later.
Later.
Good night.
You as well.
I'm gonna get one.
I think we're gonna have to go collect the trucks.
Oh, wait, I have one right here.
Trucks. I don't think it's the right way. I don't think I do. Like, you know, the pickup trucks, they hold the wheels.
You're starting here.
I think they're worth 11,000.
No, they're here. They're here. I did had a question mark, but they're here. So you can just go down this side and then go down that.
Okay. It's good to have a little break here.
He had a trial period today. He came to the office. He was asking everyone at the office, if there were any deaths. But I told him on his phone number, again for question. Oh my goodness, that was great. I was so.
9,000.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean,
It says with trailer ton, it can weigh 15,000.
Good to see you.
Okay. Trucks isn't either.
I had a question I left on Bill. Newly relocated chair saying all these stars.
Go ahead. You got this. Taking a little breather. It's good.
Oh, I do.
I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
got-
Yeah, I'll look at it and give it back to you. You know, I'm a slacker. I'll take care of it for you.
No, it's on, I just need to figure out which ones I have to do. Those are all general voucher.
Okay,
Go back.
okay.
Everybody working up here?
We're taking
little break.
this tiny break.
Okay. Hi,
Tiny.
don't hyperventilate.
Yeah, you're on YouTube.
Well, we can't start, there isn't quorum.
Yeah, I turned off the Zoom, but I didn't turn off the YouTube.
Or somebody got there like DJ. Just sneak up on me. Just sneak up on me with one of these things, okay? Safe when we like.
It's
It's like that, yeah.
If we go down, it's family court, recreation, building, historian.
What's it? Everybody has their recreation.
Control.
Yeah.
Building purchase. I would put fire marshal after building department. And then historian, because library is on vacation.
Okay. Nice to see you, Mike. You're my head shaking. Very well. You remember, I gave you the driver, you've gotten small every year. Yeah. Well, I used to do this tomorrow. Then I. Did a little. Big job for you. But I thought that it was just. And then the next year, that's small.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you. No, I don't. I just didn't. You know, I know.
More cases, money. That's the old saying. He gets the honey.
Is Luther on yet or no? No.
Okay, but it's kind of. Solo reads.
I'm just checking if Luther can.
Let me know when you're ready.
We're ready.
I mean, David is signed to see if Lucy can get on.
Okay, we're just going to start the business. And do you have the link? All right, sounds good.
Are you ready?
You'll join in 10 minutes and just be on.
Good evening and welcome to the Rush Town Board Budget workshop. Number one, budget workshop. I'd like to go.
Microphones.
I'd like to go through the entire process,
Okay.
because we have some people here that weren't here before.
Yep.
I think because it is a new meeting and we're starting, I'd like to stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's say, clerk, call the roll, please. A new meeting. Mistakes. so-
Superintendent Kyle,
Here.
Councilperson Rizzo,
Here.
Supervisor Hankins,
Here,
Councilperson McGlashan,
Here,
okay, the first person that would be presenting their proposal for the budget.
Yep.
Is, DJ Kyle, Highway Superintendent.
Yeah, so, you've all got a copy of what I printed off for you. That was put in your mailbox.
Yes.
Pam said that it's all on this.
Okay.
Which one
So
is
she
it?
said, don't give them this.
Okay, where is it? I got a lot of papers here. Which one is it?
It would be easier for me to explain if they had the copy that,
Well, they have the one,
You're gonna get one?
Make 2 more copies of this. Do you have some?
because it is
Right.
broken down, you know, per account in that thing that I gave you.
You already have one?
Yeah, I have one. I've been watching it for days.
All right.
I mean, I don't know where you guys want to start,
Yeah.
other than the bottom line. This year, we're coming in on our DA point accounts, at $132,000 less. And the sole reason for that is equipment purchases.
Right.
I mean, that is the only, you know, the reason for that. We are down a little bit in our revenue just due to our road work through our 5112 through the CHIPS program, which is the Consolidated Highway Improvement. This year, we're looking to do about $100,000 in work out of that. As you go through this, there, you know, it breaks it all down through all 16 pages of my budget. I mean, ultimately, in the end, with the 0.1 accounts, which is all comes down to labor. That's going to be higher than the 3.8% raise that I put in for all the highway crew. But that's due to an increase in overtime. This past year, you know, due to the snowfall and winter that we had. I feel that we needed to increase that.
Now, with that, the overtime, is that just from the town's work or?
It's from the county and the state.
Okay.
The county and the state, they reimburse us for that time. And they also reimburse us for the fringe benefit, which is the health insurance, the retirement that the town has to pay for them individuals to be there. So that about 70% of our payroll goes under that 5148. So a lot of our health insurance and fringe benefit, I guess I'll keep using that word. They pay for that. So I know health insurance increases are coming. But you know, the state and the county, as we work for them, which we do a lot, they pay their portion of that while we are working for them.
Will they be paying a portion of the increase in insurance premium?
Yeah,
Yes, they will.
as we do the fringe benefit, which goes across the county, which Kathy and I have been working on a little bit, mainly Kathy, but you know, as she provides them that information, you know, they put them numbers together and then pay us for that portion of it while we are working for them.
Looking at it, the only equipment that you're foreseeing that you might need to purchase is a zero turn, it looks like.
So if you go to,
I think it's in 16, is it? No,
there's a equipment outlay,
yeah,
like a, you know, a whole plan in that on page 9.
These records in the one, these.
yeah, I have it.
Oh, you have it. Oh.
So on page 9, 2027,
Mhm.
there's 2 Ford pickup trucks
Okay.
or two pickup trucks. You know, we will purchase a Ford or a Chevy or whichever one is cheaper once we get them bids. A 10-ton Ingersoll roller that we use for rolling asphalt and roads. And then there's a plate tamper that we use for tamping pipes and drainage stuff. If you drop below that in the A accounts, we're gonna purchase a new zero-turn lawnmower. And so the DA accounts are separate from them A accounts. Just so you're aware.
And with your electric and water, it's only a 600 increase, or not electric, your telephone and water. Are you foreseeing the 600 more because of water increase or telephone contract increase? Just in case if we need to maybe assist in telephone negotiation. It's
So
just a
like if you
600.
go to page 15,
Yep,
there was a significant increase in, you know, electric, natural gas, waste disposal,
yep.
telephone and water.
Yeah, I get energy costs are way up.
Yeah.
It was just the telephone and water. I didn't know if telephone's been going up because I know it's like the silent one that goes up for everyone, even on their personal bills. And if you don't call them, it's gonna go up every 6 months.
Yep.
So maybe if it's getting a little high, then
Yeah, our internet our costs have increased in that.
yeah.
You know, the problem with the highway department is during the winter, there's somebody there 24/7. And we're relying on that internet, and I understand what you're saying, to, you know, read radar and do the right thing as far as snowfall and stuff like that. You know, I'm kind of shooting from the hip a little bit
Yeah.
on some of this stuff because, I mean, yes, last year that's kind of what it took. I have no, I mean.
No, I want to keep your same quality, like at least from my perspective. Just like if like Frontier would offer you the same gigs or whatever, or
Yeah.
Spectrum, like whatever's the better cost, like I think everyone would fight for their personal accounts and let's fight for all the accounts,
Sure.
but it's really minuscule with 600 in the grand scheme of the
Yep.
whole budget. But it's just something that I guess I just see it in my abstracts usually when I'm signing off, and I think they're just hiking you little by little over time. But I get you. We got to keep the high quality, especially in the winter, so that you guys can get through and get your services for our residents. But yeah, I think they might be slowly just trying to get you.
Yeah, and that's something that can be looked into as
Yep.
we get farther into this
Yep.
is, I guess calling one or the other out and saying, hey, what's the best you can do for
Yeah.
us?
Yeah, that's all.
Yep.
But keep your same quality because I
Yep.
think that's what you need.
When we get into the park stuff, we're gonna try to purchase a new zero-turn lawnmower. Them mowers are, 2019s. I still feel that the ones that we have value at this point. I think we can get some money back out of not replacing both at one time, which we've always done in the past, and replace one at a time, to kind of lower that burden, all at one time, so. I did not. But that's in this year, not next year. And I'm, aware, I'm fully available to discuss any of this beyond tonight. Just reach out to me if you want to sit down or, talk about it. Available 7 days a week, so. There was a huge increase in the A accounts that we have not had in the past, and that's the $70,000 to grind a brush pile. It is always,
that-
so,
Just came about.
yeah, so up until this point, it has always been free for the past 24 years. There's no value in the wood chips anymore. Company that has been doing it is, that is their number. I've reached out to a couple other people at this point to get other quotes. I've reached out to Green Renewable. They do grinding and, Terry Tree Ironwood, and hoping to get back to make it way less than that. But that is the number at this point that I have to work with.
What's the company you're with now?
Zolad.
Zolad?
Yep.
But also, DJ, you made some big changes.
I
in order-
have.
In order to keep down the brush.
Yes, so at this point, I require residents to call the highway department. A lot of people have already called the highway department. They can come get a key 7 days a week. They can go down, unlock the brush pile, do their thing there, and just return the key when they're done. So, I guess my struggle is getting that word out to people, without costing the, other than sending a mailer or doing that kind of stuff. Getting that word out that, okay, come get a key, do your thing. Please return the key when you're done. And if you have several loads, keep the key until you're done. But it was getting way, way out of hand down there. We were grinding 3 times a year, and that 70,000 is per grind. So we need to do something to limit it to Town of Rush residents. And, if somebody's having something done in their yard or in their property by a contractor, I have no problem with that because they are a Town of Rush resident. So let's, support them people, support the residents. And if the contractor, reaches out to me and says, hey, I'm working at, 1, 2, 3, 4 East River Road, and and I kind of check on it a little bit, you know. But it is an A account. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, the brush pile really has not a lot to do with the highway department. It is not a highway thing. I mean, by law. I handle it. It's fine. It's all going well. I think the residents, for the most part, are happy. If they reach out to me, I will make it work. I mean, my phone rang 8 times on Saturday, between 7 in the morning and 11 in the afternoon about using brush pile. And every one of them residents, as far as I know, were satisfied and had access to the brush pile.
Well, thank you for being able to pull that off.
Yeah, my phone's never off.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, maybe make sure it's in the newsletter for residents, the next one.
and I know it's on the website
Yeah.
and, it's been on Facebook and that kind of stuff through other residents and just trying to work through it. And I think once we come up with a plan and kind of not a plan, but as long as the residents know what they need to do, it won't be a problem.
Mhm.
There's gonna be a lot of learning curve. I mean, after 24 years of it being open, just, there's some change and not everybody likes change, but I think we can, work forward and get that done. So,
Yeah, I also spoke about it in the Sentinel. So it should be either were there last week or it's gonna be there tomorrow.
I mean, I kicked people out of there from, Arundecoy today, so that we're trying to get in there.
Good to know. Thank you. Any other questions?
I'm just kind of curious is what you expect how much percentage you think you'll cut down from this new process?
70%. So typically, we've been grinding about 20,000 yards of mulch a year with the gates being open. I figure that 70% doesn't come from this town. Just watching and seeing the people come and go. And I mean, it wasn't a big deal because it was free. So it didn't, not a police officer. I don't need to be down there harassing people all day long, and I got better stuff to do, so.
Okay. All right, thank you. Appreciate you coming.
All right, yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
We can get copies of that. We can get copies.
I have a copy at home. I just left it.
If I could have it? Yeah. Please. Thank you.
Okay, the next are the court, the judges.
Why do you think that? Well, we don't have 15 pages. No. Good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming. Welcome to our meeting.
We submitted at request back on July 29th, a preliminary budget for 2027 for the Rushtown Court. And very conservatively, we just went across the board with a basic 3.5% COLA increase on personnel, hourly staff, as well as our security staff, assuming that they're going to also do that with their personnel that we contract out to. Specific numbers we gave you back a few weeks ago. But
looks to be this year for our personnel total, approximately 75,449, if we're talking specific numbers, and with our contractual expenses, including publications, membership dues, court security, office supplies, coming in around $20,718, giving our expenditure grand total approximately $96,167, which is about a 3.5% increase over last year. Our midpoint numbers from our spreadsheets that we've been getting for each month, the court seems to be right on point with expenditures to date.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Judge Lang.
Yes.
I am looking at one document here, but I don't know, is there, in this packet, is there another document that you've shared? I'm not sure what to follow.
We submitted,
I have
in
no
here?
paperwork from the court either.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
have,
I'm sorry,
um,
what we did is responded to our request
Yeah.
for this document.
okay,
And hand delivered it to supervisors, blah, blah.
Yeah, and
Gene,
yeah, we can-
Colombo.
Sure.
So that's
Okay.
what we were asked to provide. I assume that it was going to then be provided to you.
we're gonna do our best right now, and we're sorry.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
I've been shuffling my papers a little bit, not sure
Yeah.
what to be following.
So I think the document you're looking at, Councilwoman, is the 6-month tabulation from Gene Colombo. And from that, it was boiled down to these categories, okay? The 2000 adopted budget. So we were asked to complete that, and the essence is if we have 4 lines. Personal services, our staff, and the expenses that are like, copy paper, printers, engineer. $38,397 are for the court. $37,777.50 is for our staff. Those numbers represent the 3.5% COLA. And we don't have a capital outlay account, so the last expense item is engineer security services, copying paper, stickers, things, small stuff that we go through Amazon, we go through the town and get for the most part. That number is $12,205 of what you project. And importantly, the $12,000 basically, 43% of that has to do with Janier. Okay, so in other words, our security services comprise 43% of that. So what we did is we said, okay, if we have 43% of people being paid an hourly wage for security through Janier services, then we use 3% to express the expenses in addition to that. So it was very conservative, if that's the word for it, and I'm sorry you didn't get copies of it.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So your total budget is what?
so our total budget would be approximately $96,167 with essentially just a 3.5% COLA increase for salaries and
3 point what?
5%
5%.
from the 2026. I just made copies of that, so. And then the publications, the membership dues, the office supplies remain constant from 2026. The only increase was, as Judge Talon indicated, was about a 46% of that cost is for engineer security.
Right.
Or contracted security services for court banks. Or any additional hearings that we have to
Right.
call them in for.
Right.
Income estimated again, at that $25,000 for fines and forfeited bail, which forfeited bail is no longer. Yeah.
So what is your increase from 2025?
Our increase from 2026 to 2027
6.
is approximately $5,100. 91,012 from our 2026 approved budget to the 96,167 for the numbers that I worked up, or we worked up earlier. Presented to you just now.
I think just this document has to be updated, the one that you are going off of, because they have a 3.5 and you have a 3.8.
Well, this is why it's just a working draft.
Yeah, so
we're-
just making sure.
So the
I know.
3.5
It's the
was
first meeting.
Yeah, right.
We did not have it then check the step scales for some of the employees where there might be still another step, so that 3.8% might include that, so that might be, some of our employees that might or are near the top of their scale.
I just looked at the elected official salaries.
Okay.
Just, I guess, just under that consideration, because I think that was a discussion at the town board even about board members, so
Right.
I think we're, at least for the board, it sounds like constant is what we're going for, but I see the 3.5, I understand.
And that will also be
Yeah, no.
determined based upon, the state rules too, by the end of this. But
Elected officials.
Working for the state for 32 years, we get used to those.
Yeah, right,
Now we just put it in there just to propose.
yeah, okay.
Otherwise, I think cost of goods is spot on, so. I was.
Yeah, and we actually had a couple extra expenditures that we didn't foresee this year with a lot of the computer
Mhm.
network, such that we were billed, but, we're making up all right. Any questions for the board?
Not from me.
No, I just remember the audit that I did with Councilperson Brown, and you were impeccable, so I assume I don't understand every single thing here, but I need to study it.
Well, take a look at it if you need more.
I assume this
information.
is also impeccable.
There's a lot of numbers, and keep in mind, we just came after the highway department, so we scrambled there. 15 pages, my goodness.
And also, any information that we have available, I will make sure that the board also gets access to that.
Yeah, I just had assumed that when we responded
Yeah.
to the budget proposal, that
Yeah.
it would then be collected and
Yeah.
distributed to the board for their review, so.
Well,
again, I
that's
apologize for that.
one of the reasons that I made sure that we came up with the a temporary wording as to what we're working on. That we're going.
Not to
Right,
interrupt
we're
you,
good.
if any other department head has another paper, I don't think it's really included in our packet if you submitted it, so if you could submit it for copies.
Yeah, well, I thought that they would be bringing their.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
for your service.
Calling out.
Thank you.
Yeah. Pam wanted to-
We have all our copies. Thank you. everybody.
Thank you.
I'm getting you copies of yours.
Next would be recreation.
She's getting you. She's getting copies.
Okay.
No, she's getting.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
How are you? Good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, can we just slow down so until.
Yeah, I can slow down.
Kathy comes
Sure.
in with.
Yeah.
Copies, I thought.
Sure.
You good.
Do you guys have last year's budget to compare to 2027?
Yeah, we have.
You do?
Well, we have a preliminary, we don't have the.
Oh, okay, so you can compare against.
No, usually, sometimes they put it on the, what they give us.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
But most is. That what they're looking at.
You made it, that's good. Listening. I think.
Welcome, Luther.
Luther, can you hear us?
Luther, you have to unmute.
You're on mute.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, now we hear you.
I had it muted.
you didn't have any questions. Were you here for the court
Yeah,
or
yeah.
highway?
Yeah.
Did you have any questions about that
No.
or no? Okay,
No. I'll, when I get home this weekend, I'll get copies of the budgets and I'll review them. But I'm listening to you guys and going with what I'm hearing. So,
Okay.
Oh, we're waiting for.
Yeah, we're waiting for copies, yeah. Yeah, those were the days.
One.
I'm kidding, there's more in here. See, there's a lot more in here, but I just have this year's in front of me. So last year's is right here.
Kathy,
All ready to go.
it was in here. But not there. That's the everyone. It's broke up by.
Is this? That's all I have right now. She's getting something. I don't know if that's.
I don't know where the 99 came from. That's not my number.
Okay.
That's not my.
That's what they gave me today.
I know, I'm sorry.
So that's okay. Pay attention. Yes, here, it's coming,
Okay,
right?
this is just, okay.
And does it move along here?
Yes, I did do, but I also told Kathy that even with the increases, which we don't know what they are yet, because the state hasn't said exactly what it is. The steps are off,
Started.
because if somebody's on the fifth. If somebody's, it's step,
But that's okay.
sorry, I just wanted to say,
It's okay, we're having a conversation
Okay.
about the budget.
okay,
Yeah.
so even if people are on step 5, that whole thing is gonna change again. So that whole step 1 through 5 is gonna have to change once again, so even though you'll see numbers here, they're not gonna be what Kathy has until she changes all the steps. So,
Subject to change,
yeah,
okay?
yep,
Well, everything here is subject to change. Everything that we have is subject to change. We have a lot of work to do because there's a lot of things that are out there. A lot of increases in cost. Based upon.
I'm
the
not sure,
state.
Marianne
We
has showed
have
me,
to start somewhere.
yeah, Marianne showed me the sheet here, but that's not my numbers, so I don't,
This year,
they're not,
Well, they didn't do them.
no,
right down,
that's not mine.
okay. Thank you. This is what we're looking at.
That's this year's, or next year, sorry.
Thank you, Annette.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, those are the exhibits. There's a lot of those.
I worked with Melissa on
Oh,
it
dear.
today. In terms of what she had done, so that we could at least have something to start with tonight. So you guys can at least get started, because we got a lot of work to do ahead of us. Insurances and everything.
I apologize.
We appreciate it.
One more.
Works.
Okay, and you reference whatever you're gonna be
Yep,
talking
yep.
about, please.
So you guys ready? All right, let's, okay, so do you have the 2026 budget and the 2027?
Are you looking at this?
Yes, that's 2027. Annette, did you give them 2026?
I don't know.
No, it's okay,
Do
okay.
you have just a version of this?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so how about you just run down it and then we'll just, just give us the number from this year and then we'll talk about it line by line.
Okay, so, the revenues have gone from 107,000 to 111. Actually, it'll be 114. Because we've taken an additional $2,800 in after-school funds. One of the things that I want to talk about with revenue, which isn't indicated anywhere, is a Horse's Friend makes $18,000 a year in a lease. It also goes into the budget, but is not credited really to any department in general. So if you're looking at my numbers, I'd like you to also think about the 18,000 that we get from their lease every year. Okay? They also pay
That's
their,
not recreation.
no, but it's,
That's rental of town property.
yes, it is.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. But it's also money that comes separately as, like you said, a rental, but it's not allocated for anything in particular as far as an expense. It's just included in the general revenue. The wages were 107 in 2026. For 2027, I estimated 124, 464. The contractual went from 26,000 to 28,000. So the total expenses went from 134 to 152.
Can you repeat the revenue from from 2026?
Yeah, the revenue from 2026 was 107,000.
Okay.
Where is that?
787.
So-
You don't have it
Nope.
2026. I have it.
You have to rate it at the bottom.
26?
Yeah, it was 107, 787,
Then wages.
107, 677.
Well, we might have 2026 in our other records here.
I'm sorry.
We don't.
You don't have 2026.
It's fine.
Okay.
So her stuff's
Here.
it's
You want a copy of this?
Oh,
If you
I'll
just
take a
give me the
screenshot.
numbers for
Okay.
me,
Okay.
fine.
All right, I did the wages. Yep, David, what else?
Wait, you're
Contractual.
111?
107, 677.
Contractual.
2026 was 26,802. 2027 is 2840, 480. The total expenses in 26 was 134, 479. In 2027, the requested budget is 152, 944, 80.
Take a picture of that.
Of which one?
2026.
Yes.
I can have that in front of you.
Is Rush Seniors staying the same?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
They talked about increasing it, but they decided to leave it the same.
okay.
But we're losing the arbor monies.
Yes, the hour money, but if there's an expense, we would get reimbursed for it by the county, so there won't be that expense anymore.
Yeah.
That's a separate account. It's not associated with the seniors. It's a different account, not really
Yeah, but
completely.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, the seniors have their own account number, which is 6772.4.
Yeah.
When we received the ARPA grant, it went to 6772.401. So that is a separate account completely from the seniors.
Okay,
That's
but
just
that's
ARPA
gone.
grant money. No, it's not done till the end of October.
We're talking 2027. That's my question.
Right, no, it won't be available then.
Yeah,
Yep,
okay,
it'll be done by then.
okay.
So you have about like a 14% increase in wages. What are the biggest areas you're seeing the wage differential in 2026 to 2027?
Probably from last year's increase that's the first increase that would show. And then I did put a 3.8 in, David, because I don't know what it's gonna be. I'd heard
Yeah.
3.8, but I've added that. The other question is about me and I don't think I can answer.
No, I just am going overall, like, did
Yeah.
we need to grow staff in any area? Did
No.
we? Okay, no staff.
And
ish.
No.
Okay. And revenue's up, so
Yeah, it's actually, it says 111 on the sheet,
Yeah.
but it's actually gonna be 114.
Okay, because of the after school?
Yep.
Um, let's see, contractuals down. Or no, up 2,000. Is that just due to programming?
I'm gonna look really quick. One of it is printing costs
Okay,
that I had to put in the 2027 budget that wasn't originally in the 2026 budget.
in the interpretive services, is
Uh,
that staying the same?
Yes, that stays the same.
Okay,
Yep. Teresa's down a little bit, but I can't imagine why it would be down. I'm surprised that maybe it was the number that I used on her last program. Because I usually guide the last program on the numbers that I do.
yeah.
So that's probably why that's down, but it was more, it's more this coming year. She seems to be getting more and more people. Same with Vicky.
Horse riding camp, where does that money come from?
Oh, it's whatever people pay to be part of the camp. It gets sent over to a horse's friend. They charge $300 a person. And they do it with all towns. It's not just the town of Rush, it's Pittsford, Fairport. He does it with all towns and charges all the same price. Whether they go to the farm and sign up or sign up with the towns, it's the same. It's just a service we provide. Like men's senior basketball, that we don't charge for that, and that is free to men 55 and older up at Leary. And we don't pay anything for that, and they use the school. That's from fall to spring. It's not added because that's not an expense or revenue.
And I know the district's changing your location for after school.
Yeah, after school will be at Webster Building this year instead of Good Shepherd.
Then there wasn't like a fee association change, no.
Actually, they moved our stuff for us.
Oh, that's nice that
Yeah.
they included that.
Yeah, I was like, when are we moving our stuff? Derek's like, it's already been done. I'm like, hey.
I'm sorry, so it's.
No, they were supposed to build a portable playground.
So now you're too.
Well, we're not gonna walk that far. Wow.
Hey. So walk to school from Black.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be snow before you know it.
Yeah. We have a lot more outdoor recreation stuff that we bought with the ARPA money. So the kids will be doing more outdoor recreation with that money. We saw it coming, so we bought things to do outside. Yeah.
Okay. More questions?
No. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Luther, did you have any questions or no?
Luther, you gotta unmute.
No, I didn't. I was listening to the questions they asked, and like I say, it's a overview of the stuff when I get my hands on it. But you're asking the same questions I would, so you're doing
Okay.
fine.
Thanks.
Um, Historian.
No.
Or just of all, only 2 pages.
That's okay.
Ones that are here that was ahead will be just added to the next town board meeting when we continue this reviewing process.
There's historian.
Short and sweet.
Is it both pages? 2
It's pages.
Two pages,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So the request is about 3,000 less than last year's request, or of what was approved.
I have broken it down by category. Research and access, that amount stayed the same as last year. Membership and conference fees, I think that went up just a small amount. Preservation and collection, 2,500. And then I've resubmitted the request to repair the headstones in the Pioneer Hill Cemetery. I've asked for this in the past and it's gone up about $3,000 from when I originally requested it. A big part of it is because apparently concrete has gone up a lot. So anyway, the quote that I have from Western New York Cemetery Services for last year was up to 10,000. This year we have had some others headstones fall in the Honey Eye Falls Road #6 cemetery and also here in East Rush. But they said if approved, they would take care of those for the same amount as they had quoted last year, if they're doing, you know, the Pioneer Hill. And these are town maintained cemeteries. And I just feel they're our old inactive cemeteries. They're our early Rush residents. And out of respect, if possible, I'd like to maintain them as well as we can. And then I have another, a $250 fee for repainting some of the historical roadside markers. Yeah, the state, you know, they stopped issuing them back in the 30s. So it's up to each individual municipality to take care of them going forward. And I started in 2014. I think we had them repainted in 2015. We did have a painter who was a part of the highway department at that time, but he's no longer with us. So this is a gentleman out in Groveland that
Thank you
has
for
been doing it.
paying attention to that detail.
Yeah, thank you. So any questions?
Any questions, Luther?
No,
I know that you did have an intern last year. Is there anything scheduled for that this year or?
No, that was a grant that
Oh.
we matched funds on, the town and the Rochester Genealogical Society. So she's still here through the summer. But I can't apply for the same thing again next
Okay,
year.
it's a grant.
Yeah, it was a grant. Yep, and we actually were it was new and we were the first town to receive it. So we're a
Oh,
pilot
thank you.
program, yeah. So that was good. And I hope I'm giving her a good variety of experiences and new skills. I think so.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Questions, David?
I guess the only thing, printer ink, it's such a small thing. I'm sorry, but
What is
have
it?
you looked at your
It's a small
volume of how much you usually print? Like, would it be more cost effective to do like a subscription with a company for monthly printing that they just automatically will update your ink versus
I
just
have, yeah.
buying toners?
I haven't looked into that, but I
Yeah.
certainly could.
I just don't know what your volume is and what the trade-off would be. I know like school districts look at this a lot, like, hey, if we're printing this much, it might be better just to buy the toners and things. But if we're
Right.
printing this volume, it actually makes more sense to do like the month-to-month subscription to it. Don't know if you'd have any cost savings to that, but
I don't
if
know,
you
but I
want-
can certainly
Yeah,
look
if you-
into it. It's a huge printer. It was actually
Yeah.
one that was donated by Bill Darren when he was deconstructing some office buildings that were having staff all work from home and they just told him to get rid of the things.
Oh,
So that's what I've been using the last few years. But I honestly had never looked into
and if you're
plan
looking
for
at
it,
a new
but I
one,
could.
sometimes like Toshiba will actually give you new equipment. And then you just do the monthly and they'll service your equipment.
Okay,
So like a company like that. So if you need something better, that could be a more cost-effective way also to have a modern.
that's true. Yeah, that's
So-
how they did it when I was at
I know it's
RT, too.
300 too, but I just was saying, I was like, hey, if you need something.
Yeah,
that
no, I
could be a
can certainly
helpful-
investigate that.
Yeah,
Not a problem.
She does so much with such a little budget.
yeah.
Thank you, Sue.
Sure, I enjoy it, so it's all good. That it?
Any other questions?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
This, I guess we can.
Are there any
comment on.
anything generally about the budget that we need to discuss or?
Well, we're working on it. There are a lot of things.
Right.
There are a lot of things that we are
Yeah.
going to have to look at and do more research on. the cost of insurance has gone up. The cost of retirement has gone up.
Fuel,
Yes, the electric.
energy costs.
Energy cost. We still need to replace quite a few of the windows in the town hall. There's a very, very big cost coming that we are researching now and trying to find ways that we can save on it. And that's ag and market for animal control. There are a lot of requirements now. That's one of the reasons that we are sharing the kennel space with the town of Henrietta and 4 other towns, and probably now going up to 5 other towns, because one other town, Ag and Market, refused to give them the okay with their kennel services. So they will probably be coming or asking to come with us also. But we need to have transportation now.
Transportation
We have to have a vehicle
for the dog
for a
control
dog control
officer.
officer. We don't know what that's gonna cost. I've asked DJ to look into maybe some of the auctions to see what kind of cost we would be looking at and replacing that. There are other options that I would like to have the board take a look at, and that is sharing animal control with another town, the same as we share animal control with, not animal control, but the same as we share town assessing, town assessments with another town. That might be an option, because most of the towns, because of the size of those towns, they have full-time animal control officers, which we don't, which makes it quite difficult for us based upon the changes that we are facing now. And also because of the fact that we have been working on our codes around animal control, we're getting a lot more calls that's directed to the animal control officer. So that we have to really look at when it comes to what we're going to be doing with the budget. But before we can put that into the budget, we really need to have a much stronger feel for what we're going to do and how we're going to accomplish it.
I see that we have Kathy here. I don't know if she can be seen. She's sitting next to Annette. Kathy, you're our budget finance director?
No.
Not yet.
Bookkeeper.
Oh, bookkeeper. Okay. I wonder if you had any comments about anything that we should know regarding the budget. You seem to be quite astute.
Yeah, I am pretty much on top, but this is a learning
You
experience.
can talk into the mic,
Oh,
please.
This is a learning
I
experience.
don't mean to put you on the
for me.
spot, but.
Yeah,
this is
this is a learning experience for me. I'm here to make sure that I can learn from all of you, find people and go through what the motions are and stuff like that. So next year I'll probably have a lot more to contribute, but I do grasp at what's going on, so.
Well, any conversations I've had with you regarding the budget, you seem to be right on target with knowing what you're talking about. So,
Thank you.
so thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so, I think I think we should share our goals, about the budget is to stay within the 2% tax cap.
Well, I don't see any reason that we won't be able to see the 2% tax cap.
I just know
Thanks,
with increase in costs, that would be our charge.
But we have also cut a lot of costs going forward. And some of the things that are in the budget now, we're going to be taking a serious look at. Whether or not changes can be made, in areas that we really have to make changes.
I just want to say that it wasn't long ago where we were campaigning for our jobs, and the overarching theme among residents was, what am I getting for my taxes? We're paying too much in taxes. And so that's something I heard loud and clear. And I would just like to have a very austere budget. And I hope I'm not going to insult anyone. And if anything I might recommend, but that's the goal that I'm having for the taxpayers.
Thank you. Any other comments? Luther, any comments?
Let me see if I'm muted here. Ah, damn it. Am I muted?
We can hear you, Luther.
I was wondering if it might be possible if I could get an email with the budget, projected budgets sent to me so I could start reviewing it. But obviously we're all in the same agreement. We want to do what's best for the town to save money and have a feasible budget. We do have building maintenance that's coming at us and expenditures of such. So but basically, I think in general terms, we're all on the same page here. All I got.
Okay, David?
Yeah, I think we gotta make sure we're looking at some of the big topic issues, especially though that we're talking. I think a big thing last year was healthcare. And I think it was talked about in the fall, which I think feedback from employees even, they didn't love the presentation. So I think we need to get ahead of that. So that there's better understanding and not panic behind healthcare. And I think even they're feeling the burden of the healthcare cost as well, because they're paying more. I know I'm paying more, even in my health coverage, not through the town. So that's definitely a big issue. And yeah, I think the big thing was last year, there was a large amount used from like the unexpended balance and to offset the cost of taxes. So how is this year balancing it and getting it any closer? And definitely keep cost of living in mind with maybe some of our employees' salaries, and maybe the step system could be refined. So
And maybe we can bring other brokers in. Thought I had that turned off. You mentioned that you thought it was a good idea to bring in other brokers sooner than later to review the healthcare costs and
oh yeah, you
insurance
we
plans.
can even have a presentation from the current one again as well, just to see what they have available and what would make sense. So, but not in November. Like
Oh,
it's a
you gotta
good
do it
time
now.
to call them.
Sooner than later.
Right. Also, the same as we have with our liability insurance, there is also an organization that does a statewide insurance. We need to take a look at that also.
Yep.
Yesterday, I received a 61-page proposal that we have been waiting for from the town engineer to make the necessary changes that is needed here in the town hall, or at the town hall and the town hall property, to prevent flooding and to be able to get flood insurance. So it's going to be something that is going to open a lot of eyes. Because the bottom line is the minimum is probably about $490,000 to do what's necessary to be able to get flood insurance for the town of Rush. Now we are waiting because we have applied for a $450,000 grant. We're waiting to see if that will come through for the town. But we also have applied for a $450,000 grant for salt barn at the highway department. And at some point, we should get notice whether or not we're going to receive the grant or any part of the grant that we have applied for flood insurance, hopefully that we will be able to use in different places throughout the town. So if we get any of those, it will certainly be a help.
I also would like to see some money for parks. Our parks have been neglected. The sign at Stony Brook, needs a new sign or some kind of repair, and Veterans Park as well, and all of the parks.
A lot more workshops to do that hasn't
Okay.
tonight, so.
And we have scheduled for an hour. We scheduled for an hour for the workshop.
We did
So-
pretty good.
I would say being no further business, I would like to close the workshop for looking into our budget.
So you're motioning.
I'm motioning.
Second.
Councilperson Kais,
Yes.
Councilperson Rizzo,
Yes.
Supervisor Hankins.
Yes.
Councilperson McLaughlin.
Aye.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
You and Mary.
Thank you.
A board to make sure that we have a strong, solid budget for 2027. So, and everything in the budget is open for review.